or is he from mainland? Oh, okay.
Well, we're all from Tasmania.
The thing is, we all sort of went through, me and Cam went through school with Jason, so we've known him for a long time anyway, so he's always been around.
Yeah, he's always been around the band, pretty much since inception, you know, a friend, and it was a very natural transition, so we're very fortunate, you know, very fortunate in the fact that all of us are very good friends outside of the band, and that kind of doesn't seem to be the norm with a lot of bands. So, yeah.
I think it works in our
advantage. It works in our favour because we can put up with each other on the road.
Yeah. Gotta be able to.
Well, that was...
I think there was a song title which was kind of separate. I don't think it actually had anything to do with where we were from. It was just like a coincidence.
Yeah.
Coincidence.
Worked out nicely. Yeah. It's pretty crazy, man.
To think it reaches that far out.
Yeah. I mean, when we started, all we wanted to do was just put out a demo tape. That was like, yeah, get a demo out.
We just happened to have enough songs that feel like an album, so I thought, oh, we'll just do an album.
So, and then it kind of took up from there, yeah. But we didn't have, I suppose we did have aspirations, but we didn't think it was possible to get our music outside of Tasmania, let alone to the other side of the world.
Any countries that have surprised you? In terms of response to the band?
I suppose India and China and things like that. That's...
I don't know where they get the CDs from.
Yeah.
It's the internet.
Yeah. Some dodgy bits.
Congratulations.
Probably our musical tastes are okay.
We can go individually.
Yeah, well, our musical tastes are completely different. I'm probably
the most metal of us all.
Yeah, the more extreme the better for me. But I also love stuff like AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, and Pantera, Metallica, and that sort of thing. But Joe's probably got the most out there.
I'm just listening to my jazz and my 80s pop, basically.
Huey Lewis and the News, Michael Jackson.
I was wondering who bought those Michael Jackson albums, you know. And Jason, I know you're a Motley Crue fan as well.
Yeah. Love the band.
Which era?
All of it. Went and saw them live like 2 years ago in Sydney. Best show I've ever seen. It was good. I listen to a lot of old sort of grunge music like Alice in Chains and Soundgarden and Stone Temple Pilots, and I still love my metal, but sort of when you're out on the road touring and you're listening to it all the time, when you get home, sometimes it's the last thing you want to hear, so sort of try to mix it up a fair bit.
Chill out to some nice light tunes rather than blaring music.
Hey Cameron, you're pretty quiet back there. What is over?
I suppose, yeah, I listen to a lot of slow, easy listening stuff.
Like
a lot of stuff that you can just relax to.
Like the Commodores, Earth, Wind and Fire.
I've actually been getting right into the latest Ulva album.
Which one?
Ulva. Shadows
Oh yes.
of the Sun.
Yeah.
Like just all that sort of stuff.
Cool. Well, you guys are a traveling jukebox then.
Yeah, pretty much. The fact that I went from playing small local bands back in Tasmania, my first show out of Tasmania was a sold-out crowd in Germany. So I sort of went from playing local shows, 50 people, maybe if I was lucky, to on the other side of the world doing big tours and stuff like that. So it was pretty crazy, pretty big jump for me.
How do you think that inspired your performance on stage?
Well, I had to step it up a lot from what I was used to. I mean, I was used to small stages, you know, no lighting, shit sound, all that. So and then sort of jump straight to a professional sort of thing. So I had to adjust the way I performed, and it was a big learning experience for me.
Actually, that's a really good question. You touch on something where you have an experience and it really inspires you to kind of step it up.
Yeah.
You know, Jason's debut over in Germany was his, but what about for you guys? Like, where was that defining moment where you're like, oh, you know, I gotta step it up?
Yeah, I suppose.
Probably Europe.
Yeah, actually performing outside of the country, it's like, wow, this is the real deal sort of thing. So.
There's been like a few professional sort of festivals, within Australia, but there had never been like professional tours that would have been on like big tours kind of thing. So yeah, it's probably the first time we'd have to, that we realised we had to sort of step it up a bit.
The isolation of Tasmania from a musical point of view helps, because we're not influenced by any other scenes or sounds that are going on, like bigger cities or
Doing the same stuff.
yeah, you might fall into the trap of sounding a particular way, but since Tasmania it's pretty isolated, there's not too many bands around
level.
can kind of stand alone in terms of musicality. As far as the lyrics go, we can't really comment on the first two albums because there was some previous vocalists.
Yeah.
But as far as the new lyrics are concerned, it's probably taking a bit more of a sci-fi stance. Well, no, it definitely has taken more of a sci-fi stance. That's just because what we're into, and
We're nerds.
yeah, we're all computer nerds. And sci-fi junkies.
Not a bad thing at all.
This is a lot more mature album. We've been around for quite a long time, and with this lineup, it's been solid for the last couple of years. So it's solidified our sound. So
We all kind of, now we're all wanting to take exactly the same direction. So
yeah,
the songs they're still technical, they're still very much brutal, but sort of a bit more groove, a little bit more sort of laid out as songs rather than a big string of blast beats and technicality.
writing songs instead of just trying to cram everything in.
Yeah, just probably cutting out the bits that don't need to be there, just keeping the bits that just make the
I
song.
think we now understand our sound a little bit better. So, and this album, we spent a lot more time, particularly on Jason's vocals, to
taking a very different approach to all the last stuff, pretty much.
We sort of felt obliged to the fans that we had to do something that was of a similar nature to the first two releases, but this one we've sort of done a lot more of our own sort of thing.
And lyric-wise, Jason, are you writing, or has everyone
Nah,
contributed to? Okay,
Dave's-
so Dave's taking care of
Dave's
it.
still writing the lyrics, I'm doing all the vocal phrasings and stuff like that still, but
I mean, the lyric writing, I'm not opposed to letting anyone else write it, but it's just been the case that I've written them all.
I'm too fucking lazy.
That's the secret. Okay.
Lyrically wise, every song is kind of a standalone story. It's about something in particular, but it's a little bit more, it's a little bit hidden, so people can get their own meaning. So yeah, so if someone can take the lyrics and apply it to something that they believe what it is, that's awesome. Still, definitely sci-fi and
A little bit darker though
yeah,
on this album.
a little bit colder, less emotion. Yeah, cold and sterile. Yeah,
Borg.
if that makes sense.
With the Borg.
More of the time it's us teaching the American bands our Australian stuff.
Yeah,
They're always fascinated by our accents and the words we use. Like, our English in Australia is a lot different to anywhere else. It's,
especially over here, we've noticed that a lot of people can't actually understand what we're saying. So we're saying something.
especially when we've had a few beers.
We tend to speak a little bit quicker, and we think we're speaking fine, but
everyone else has the accent.
And what is it that bands want to learn how to say, or what are the phrases?
They like to learn our insults and things like that. Turns out, since we've been here, we've learnt that the way we generally speak is a bit more offensive than how Americans speak.
Sometimes, if we're back home, if we're talking to friends and stuff, that like a lot of the things that we say to people could be taken as an insult over here, which is, you know, can sort of...
we mean things in
tongue in cheek.
Yeah. So we're being very friendly, but people were like getting a little bit offended.
You just got to check out our merch table at the moment.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a good plug. Go to the merch table.
Check the merch table.
Okay.
Write your own insult on there for $2.
All right. Collect to your dictionary there.
More burger chains over here.
Too much to choose from food-wise.
Well, personally, I much prefer touring the US than Europe. This tour has been by far the best tour we've been on.
Couldn't ask for a better lineup, pretty much. So.
Yeah, the lineup's awesome. Everyone on the tour is awesome, and the crowds tend to be a bit more enthusiastic. A bit more enthusiastic, a bit more accepting of the more extreme styles in the US.
Especially band, obviously, when at this point in time we're not really as big over here. You know, a lot of people probably haven't heard of us, but they're heaps more accepting. You know, for a new band coming over. So all the crowds are really really good for us.
So yeah, we love the US.
It's not as luxurious as what it is to tour Europe, but it kind of makes every day a bit of a challenge, and you're not always just sitting around bored. You've always got something that you've got to try and organise. Equipment might be right, so you've got to run around and try and organise stuff. And
things might break down.
Yeah, buses break down.
But it's an adventure, it's good.
Yeah.
Probably us.
Yeah. We've been the ones pulling the pranks on everyone so far, so I think it's all going to come back on us.
Yeah, so we don't leave things till the last day, we just start it day one.
We just keep rolling the whole time.
Depends how drunk we get.
Yeah, so it's us.
Yeah. But you got to keep it amusing when you're on the road. It's got to be fun.
You can't take yourself too seriously. So.
And someone's at the ready to help document what's going to happen to you guys, do you think?
Unfortunately, probably, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can look for something on YouTube, after the end of the tour?
More than likely,
Okay.
yeah.